Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to Storytime with Miss Felicia. I'm Miss Felicia, and I am so happy that you can join me today for our Storytime adventure. We are going to be reading about our bodies, and we're going to learn about our stomach and how, when we eat food, it turns into energy to fuel our bodies. Does anybody know how our food breaks down in our stomach? You do? Well, you're going to really love this book then, because we're going to talk all about it. All right, let's get ready and let's dive in. We're going to read The Magic School Bus Inside the Human Body. Who here loves The Magic School Bus? I know I do. I used to love watching The Magic School Bus when I was a little girl. The Magic School Bus Inside the Human Body. It all began when Miss Frizzle showed our class a film strip about the human body. We knew trouble was about to start because we knew Miss Frizzle was the strangest teacher in the school. We're going to learn about ourselves. This should interest you, Arnold. Arnold does not look interested. You guys see Arnold? He looks a little nervous. The very next day, the Frizz made us do an experiment on our own bodies. See your own cells. Most cells are so small that we can't see them without a microscope. So here's the experiment. Here's the experiment over here. Step 1. Gently scrape the inside of your cheek with a toothpick. Step 2. Stir the end of the toothpick in a drop of water on a slide. Step 3. Add a drop of iodine solution to color the cells. Step 4. Look at the slide under a microscope to see your cells. Your body is made of cells. By Rachel. Your body seems to be all one piece, but actually it is made of trillions of tiny pieces called cells. Miss Frizzle announced that we were going on a class field trip to the Science Museum. We were going to see an exhibit about how our bodies get energy from the food we eat. Different kinds of cells have different jobs. Let's see. The lung cells help you breathe. Muscle cells help you move. Brain cells help you think. Can everybody show me their thinking face? That's my thinking face. Your cells need energy to help you grow, move, talk, think, and play. So let's see, how does our body use our food to make energy? The trip started out like any other trip. We rode to the museum in the old school bus. Along the way, we stopped at a park for lunch. Let's see. Your mouth has thousands of taste buds. Different parts of the mouth have taste buds that are best at detecting different flavors. New research shows that the taste buds are arranged like this. So, can anybody tell me where your sweet taste buds are? Where do you taste things that are sweet? Is it in the back of your mouth? Or is it in the side of your mouth? Or is it in the front of your mouth? In the front of your mouth? That's correct. Your sweet taste buds are right here at the tip of your tongue. And the bitter taste buds are all the way in the back of your tongue. And your sour taste buds are on the side of your tongue. And your salty taste buds are up front on the sides, but sort of in the front. Did you know the middle of your tongue has no taste buds? So the middle, right there, has no taste buds at all. When it was time to go, everyone got back on the bus. Everyone but Arnold. He was still at the picnic table, daydreaming and eating a bag of cheesy wheezies. When you eat, your body digests the food so your cells can use it to make energy. Your body needs good food by Carmen. For high energy and good growing power, eat lots and lots of whole grain bread, cereal and pasta, fresh fruits and vegetables. Eat a smaller amount of milk and milk products, meat, poultry, eggs, fish, and fats, and not too much junk food. A Science Word by Dorothy Ann. Digestion comes from the word that means to divide. When food is digested, it is divided into smaller and smaller parts. So that's a word you just learned. Digestion means to divide. Hurry up, Arnold, called Miss Frizzle. She reached for the ignition key, but instead she pushed a strange little button nearby. At once, we started shrinking and spinning through the air. From inside, we couldn't see what was happening. All we knew was that we suddenly landed. Arnold's sitting here, eating his cheesy wheezies. And he's like, where's the bus? Gulp. Let's see. And then we were going down a dark tunnel. We had no idea where we were. But as usual, Miss Frizzle knew. She said we were inside the human body, going down the esophagus, a tube that leads from the mouth to the stomach. Most of us were too upset about leaving Arnold behind to pay much attention. Food goes from your stomach, goes to your stomach through the esophagus. The food does not just fall down. It is pushed along by muscle action, the way toothpaste is squeezed out of a tube. That's why you can swallow even when you are upside down. So did you guys know that the esophagus, which is the tube that goes from your mouth to your stomach, is a muscle? And it squeezes the food down your throat. It doesn't just fall down there. We are now passing into the stomach, said Miss Frizzle. It wasn't exactly quiet in there. The walls of the stomach moved in and out, churning and mashing the food into a thick liquid. The bus was turning round and round, and digestive juice splashed the windows. Now we knew how it felt to be a hamburger. Miss Frizzle drove to the bottom of the stomach. We'll drive through this opening to the small intestine, she said. Why does your stomach growl? Does anybody know why their stomach growls? Sometimes our stomach goes, right? But why does that happen? Well, sometimes your stomach churns when there is not much food in it. Then the gases in your stomach make a gurgling sound. So that's why your stomach makes a gurgling sound sometimes, or a growl. In the small intestine, food is broken down into molecules tiny enough for the body cells to use. The small intestine was a coiled up hollow tube. The inner walls of the tube were covered with tiny fingers called villi. In the villi are tiny blood vessels. Food molecules are taken into these blood vessels, said Miss Frizzle. Once the food is in the blood, it can travel all over the body. We felt ourselves getting even smaller, and Miss Frizzle started driving into one of the villi. She was going straight into the blood vessel. Why are the intestines coiled up? In an adult, the intestines are 7.5 meters, which is 25 feet long. If they were stretched out straight, a person would have to be as tall as a house. So you would have to be as tall as a house for your intestines to be straight. So that's why in the body it's coiled up. It's coiled up tight, kind of like how you wrap up a water hose and it's tight together. That's what it looks like. It's tight inside the body. Class, the bus is following the path of the food molecules into the blood. You mean this body thinks we're food? That's better than being waste. Yeah, it's so gross. Another science word by Dorothy Ann. Blood vessels are tubes that carry blood. They are like pipelines running through your body. Now we were in the blood, but it did not look red. Blood is not just a red liquid, explained Miss Frizzle. Blood is made of cells floating in a clear fluid. Those cells look like red rubber saucers. Someone called out. Those are red blood cells, Miss Frizzle said. Red blood cells carry oxygen from the lungs to all the cells of the body. What is blood made of? A little more than half the blood is a yellowish fluid called plasma. The rest of the blood is made of floating cells and platelets. Why is blood red? Without a microscope, blood looks red because there are so many red blood cells in it. In every drop of blood, there are millions of red blood cells. Here and there, a white blood cell was busy destroying disease germs. White blood cells are like soldiers protecting your body from enemies, said Miss Frizzle. What is blood for? Your blood is like a delivery service. It carries food and oxygen to your body cells and waste products away from the cells. So you guys see those saucer-like discs right there? Those are the red blood cells. And then down here shows the white blood cells carrying away and killing and destroying the disease germs. Looking back, we saw a white blood cell chasing the bus. We'll be safer with the red blood cells, kids, said Miss Frizzle. She reached for the handle that controlled the bus's door. Don't do it, we cried. But when did Miss Frizzle ever listen? The door of the bus flew open. That white blood cell over there must think the bus is a germ. Well, the bus is pretty dirty. So the white blood cell is trying to attack the bus. We were swept out of the bus and into the bloodstream. Everyone hitch a ride, called the Frizz. Each kid grabbed a red blood cell as it went by. Our last glimpse of the bus was when it went into another blood vessel with the white blood cell right behind it. I wonder what Arnold's doing. Arnold is looking for his classmates because he doesn't know where they went. The next thing we knew, we had flowed into the heart. Inside the heart are 4 hollow spaces called chambers, said Miss F. Each chamber is a little pump. The 2 chambers on the right side of the heart took in used blood from the body and pumped it to the lungs. In the lungs, the red cells picked up fresh oxygen. We get new oxygen from the air each time we breathe in. And we get rid of waste gas, carbon dioxide, each time we breathe out. Can everybody give me a breathe in and out? That's how our body gets new oxygen and gets rid of carbon dioxide. Your heart is a pump. When the walls of your heart chamber squeeze together, they pump out blood just the way you can squeeze water out of a plastic squeeze bottle. And Arthur over here, or Arnold, his heart is pounding. He's taking deep breaths to calm down because he's nervous now. He doesn't know where his class is. From the lungs, our red blood cells carried us back to the heart. This time we were on the left side of the heart, the side that pumps fresh blood back to the body again. Kids, it looks as if these red blood cells are on their way to the brain, said Miss Frizzle. So these red blood cells are going to go right from the lung up to the brain. Blood goes round and round. In less than a minute, your blood makes a trip all around your body. This is called the circulation of blood. One more science word, circulate, comes from the word that means to circle. So it goes around and around like a circle. Blood circulates, circles all around your body. Arnold is trying to figure out which way is back to the school. Use your brain, says the bird. Class, those brain cells need more oxygen. We'll never get home unless we find the bus. Oh, they're all worried. When we reach the brain, we let go of our red blood cells and squeeze out of the blood vessel. It was hard to believe that this wrinkled gray blob was the control center of the body. Children, we are walking on the cerebral cortex, the pinkish gray outer layer of the brain. Without it, we couldn't see, hear, smell, touch, taste, talk, move, or think. Miss Frizzle said the brain is made of billions of busy nerve cells. They are constantly sending and receiving messages from the eyes, ears, muscles, and other parts of the body. Your brain is always working. Even when you're sleeping, your brain controls your heartbeat, breathing, and other body functions. Let's see. Miss Frizzle was driving that way to the museum, so our school must be this way. Arnold is still trying to figure out how to get home or get back to school. We left the head by climbing down the bones of the spine. Inside the bones was a spinal cord, a thick bundle of nerve cells stretching from the brain. Smaller bundles of nerve cells branched out from each side of the spinal cord. These carried nerve messages to all the parts of the body. If you want to move a muscle, the motor area in the cortex of your brain sends out a message to move. The message travels down the spinal cord and through the nerves that control the muscle. and your spinal cord is in your back. We followed some nerves that went to the leg muscles. The leg muscles were working hard. They needed a lot of energy. They used up a lot of food and oxygen from the blood. The heart was beating faster to carry fresh blood to the muscles. Muscles move your bones. Some muscles are attached to bones. When the muscles contract, get shorter, they pull on the bones. That makes the bones move, and then you move. We entered the nearby blood vessel. The blood was moving so fast we were afraid we would lose each other. But at that moment, the school bus floated by. What a relief. We jumped on and went up through the heart and lungs again, just the way we went before. Class, we're on our way out of the body. When we emerged from the bloodstream, we were in a huge open space. Where are we? Asked the kid. Miss Frizzle explained. Children, this is the nasal cavity. Can everybody point to your nose? Up here is your nasal cavity. Yup, that's in your nose. The what? We asked. The inside of the nose, said the Frizz. Suddenly, we heard a deafening noise. It sounded like, We're in the nose. It's time. She's gone too far. I am so grossed out. Arnold thinks he's going to sneeze. Is that why he's going, And what's going to happen? What comes after, when you're about to sneeze? Then we heard, choo! Class, the sound you hear is a sneeze. Anything in the nose can make you sneeze. It could be a bit of dirt or dust or some bacteria. In this case, it happens to be a school bus. What makes you sneeze? By Phoebe. If something is tickling the inside of your nose, the tickling signals your brain. The brain makes you take an extra big breath. That's when you say, Then your brain makes your chest muscles squeeze your lungs. So your chest squeezes your lungs. Air rushes out at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. That's almost as fast. That's faster than a car normally goes. That's when you say, choo! A tremendous blast of air hit the bus full force. We flew forward, spinning round and round. Children, prepare for landing. Please remain seated until the school bus has come to a complete stop. Achoo! Gesundheit. We were going so fast we couldn't see anything, but we could tell we were getting bigger. Then, thud, we landed. There we were, back at school, and there was Arnold in the school parking lot, blowing his nose. Arnold, we said, the trip was amazing. You should have been there. Where were you? Said Arnold. Back in the classroom, it was business as usual. Miss Frizzle made us draw a chart of the human body for the bulletin board. So, They drew a chart of the human body. Okay, we're going to look at the top first. And then we'll go up. Look at the bottom. And on their human body chart, they drew the brain, the spine, the esophagus, the nose, the windpipe, the lungs, the heart, the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder, the small intestine, the large intestine, the muscle, the blood vessels, the bone, and the nerves. There are lots of parts to our body. At last, everything was quiet in Miss Frizzle's class. Everything, of course, except for her dress. What a trip! I'd like to go to the lungs again. I'd rather go to Hawaii. The end. Did you guys enjoy our trip through the body? I knew that was such an amazing ride. I had no idea that when we sneeze, our sneeze can be at up to 100 miles an hour. That's almost faster than a car. What did you guys learn from this story? Wow! Did you know that the heart had 2 different sides? And it pumps our blood from our body to our lungs, and then from the lungs to the brain, and it circulates all throughout the body over and over again. Every single minute, the blood circulates through our body, all the minutes of the day, right? That is pretty amazing. I'm so glad all of you guys could join us for Storytime this week. So, until next time, thank you for coming to Storytime. Parents, please don't forget, subscribe. Please support our Storytime videos, and you'll be able to get the first-time notifications for our future videos, such as craft kits and tips for the week. So, until next time, bye friends! Thank you for joining Storytime.